Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
You want Andrew Meadow highlights? Let's start the show with a minute of Andrew Meadow highlights. Look at the dude, the putback there. What a night last night for Andrew Meadow. 31 points in his first Boise State game. We were kind of up against the gun with the highlights last night, but had a little more time to put a little packages together. And here is all that is Andrew Meadow and his 31 points. Yes, they were playing Trinity Western. Yes, it wasn't San Diego State, but his ability to shoot from the field, his ability to get to the rim, just super impressive for Andrew Meadow. Hits the three there. And again, Andrew Meadow had 31 points. The ball movement, by the way, was really nice as well. A lot of great ball movement for Boise State in this game. They beat Trinity Western last night 134-70. That's right, 134 points for Boise State last night in a 40-minute game. There's Meadow taking it to the rack again. And this is the play everyone's talking about. Right after he scores, throws it to Chris Lockett, gets it back. Oh! Let's see that one more time. Andrew Meadow, remember the name, folks, 31 points on 11 of 15 shooting, as Boise State goes on to win 134-70 in the opening game of the three-game 4-2 for Boise State. We're going to have a couple of players join us live. I believe Sam Winter, one of the walk-ons, is going to join us. We'll have some fun with him. He's a big TikTok star, so we'll catch up with him. Jay Tust going to join us as well. So I'm going to have a lot of fun here on a Tuesday morning edition of Bronco Nation News Live. A lot to talk about, a lot to show from last night's game, and then obviously another game to get ready to for tonight. So once again, I apologize. Let me know if you can hear me okay, but I apologize for the background. We are in this beautiful city, in this beautiful hotel, and I should be doing this show like out by the water somewhere, but due to the where the Ethernet connection was, we are in the hotel conference room, kind of back in the corner. So I apologize for that. I wish that everyone else could see kind of how amazing this setup is, but we're happy to be here. It's an amazing city. I had never been to Vancouver before, and it won't be the last time, I'll tell you that, because just so impressive, the city and how beautiful it is, and just having a great time on this trip. And Boise State obviously having a great time with the game last night. If you do have a comment or a question, make sure you get it in. We'll show the rest of the highlights as well for the whole show, but for the whole game. But wanted to start it off there. If you missed at the beginning of the show, we'll put that on social media. Andrew Meadow, 31 points, and he joined us on the post-game show as well, so we appreciate him for doing that. But what were your takeaways? Let me know in the YouTube chat what your thoughts of the highlights that you saw, the interviews that you saw, the extra 5-minute game. I know we were able to show. We'll be doing that again tonight. Coach Rice said afterwards he may be interested in trying some play-by-play. So maybe we'll let Coach Rice kind of lead the play-by-play of that game there and see what happens. So it was a fun day yesterday. And again, you do have to preface it. It was Trinity Western. When they were warming up, you could say that it looked more, like a high school team potentially than a Mountain West team. They weren't the biggest team, but they had a couple guys, they had a couple of players, and I mean, they won the extra 5-minute game with some of their guys against Boise State's walk-ons and stuff. So they had a couple players, but I thought that overall there was just so much to be impressed with. Cam Martin, we're going to show some of his highlights a little later. I do have the box score here. I wonder how I can get that on the screen. That's a good question. I will work on that. I don't know if I can do it on the fly here, but I do have the box score, and we'll try to get that up on the Twitter tweets, as they say, or somewhere here shortly if we can, Jordan. So I apologize for last night was kind of crazy. I mean, I now give way more credit to my interns, Jaden Finch, and when Colin was doing the highlights and all that. I mean, that was I was trying to get highlights, trying to get a package put together, and then had to get a broadcast together to go live. So that was like 4 hours straight of pregame, game, postgame, where it wasn't like I was just sitting there watching the game. So, and then after the game, I had to hurry to win the postgame show and literally run to the bus so I didn't get left behind, because they were nice enough to let me hitch a ride back to the hotel after the game. So there's a lot of stuff still to do. We do have some football to talk about, though, too. Jay Tust is going to join us in a little bit, and Jay will join us. We're going to hopefully try to get Matt Bauscher to join us as well. I believe we're working on some things. So Andy Avalos held his press conference yesterday. All the football coaches, that is available at BroncoNationNews.com. Just click on the videos tab. You can also go to our YouTube channel. It's just youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. Hopefully you subscribe there. We've had about 50 new subscribers in the last couple of days, so we appreciate all of you. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, please go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Then you can turn on your notifications for BNN, and whenever we go live with a pregame show or a postgame show, you will get notified and be ready. So we're doing well from that standpoint. But we do have Andy Avalos. He talked for 30 minutes. All the other coaches, those are up and available on the BNN YouTube channel. So go watch all the coaches and all that stuff. And if you had any takeaways from anything there, we'd love to have you on there as well. But I saw the Carringers, by the way, BNN subscribers, Mark Carringer and his wife, they play in the golf tournament every year. They actually made the drive up and were at the game yesterday. Saw them getting a chance to talk to Coach Rice after the game. So cool to see some BNN supporters go all the way to Canada to see the Broncos play. And it was a fun game one, and they'll be back in action again tonight, 30 minutes earlier. The game tonight is at 7 o'clock. So tonight, 7 o'clock is the game, and then you'll be able at about 6:30 to do the pregame show. We'll have, I think it's Mike Burns' turn tonight. So Mike Burns is going to join us live on the pregame show at about 6:30. That's a Canadian time. I apologize. So 7:30 back in Boise tonight will be our pregame show. 7:30, we'll have Mike Burns live, some other interviews. And by the way, we're supposed to have it today that Coach Rice is going to interview both of his sons. So that'll be kind of a fun feature. Max Rice and Cade Rice being interviewed by Leon Rice. We're going to hope to have that for you on the pregame show as well, if we can do that today after they have their team breakfast and team meeting. So love that the questions are coming in. Keep them rolling, and we will get to them in just a second. Again, we're going to have at least one player, maybe two, join us. My goal on this trip was to have every player on the team do at least one interview with us, and we're making progress towards that. So I believe we're going to have a couple of the walk-ons, maybe Sam Winter, who got in the game yesterday and has been around for a couple of years. I think we'll get to Sam here in a couple of minutes. So that's going to be fun too. And I mentioned Jay Tust talking football. So we are having record viewership. We really, really appreciate all you guys for checking us out while we're up here in Canada. And if you are so inclined, we would love to have you support us with a sponsorship or a sponsorship of a subscription. Get a subscription to BNN. We'd love to have you. We got some big things in the works, and we're pushing forward. And so please jump in. That promo code is old. The promo code is not BNN50, but you can see the good-looking guys there, Mike Prater, Jordan K, and myself. We got you covered football, basketball, year-round, and the next 8 months, if you're a Boise State fan, I don't know why you wouldn't just pony up, pay the $70, get your subscription, and as I said the other day, if you use the promo code 1BNN, we'll give you the first month for $1. 1BNN is the promo code. $1 for the first month. And then if you like us, it'll just renew at the full $70 price next month. But if you're ready and you want to pay the $70 right now, we'll give you a $20 gift card to Taco Bell. Our newest sponsor, Taco Bell, is giving away $20 gift cards for the next 10 or so subscribers. So jump in today. Help us out. Read my story. Read Jordan K's thoughts on the offensive coaches yesterday. He'll have a story up today talking about the defensive coaches and their thoughts going into fall camp. It's behind the paywall, so you got to subscribe. We'd love to have you. And again, that is just $70 for the full year, and we'll throw in a $20 gift card to Taco Bell if you sign up while we're up here in Canada. So we would love you and thank you for supporting our efforts on that. Let's get to a couple of the questions here before our special guest joins us. We can show some actual highlights of the game too, but maybe we'll do that with Sam Winter when he joins us. Let's see here. Logan liked the ball movement that he saw in the highlights. Yeah, some great ball movement last night. Meadow and Cam are ballers. Team is going to be special. Yeah, I mean, again, they didn't have a ton of size. So in terms of Cam Martin, it was a little tough with the size to kind of really have an idea of what was going on with that. So, it is what it is. But, with who they played, they did what they had to do, obviously. So it was super impressive and excited to see the game tonight. We do have our special guest putting his microphone and headset on here. Sam Winter, nice enough to join us. Scoot up here a little bit, Sam, so everybody can see you. Camera's over here. How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
Scoot up a little more. Doing great. Appreciate you for coming on. And what was last night like, man? Getting a chance to play a game and obviously had to be some fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. Just throughout the summer, been practicing a lot, so it's really it's fun to play somebody else instead of just beating up on your own guys. But I think all the guys were excited, and obviously it went well. And for me and the other guys, it was fun to finally play a little bit. Yeah,
you got out there in the fifth quarter, and
yeah.
Coach Rice was commentating. I don't know if you went back and watched. We were able to stream that live. I think we'll be doing that again tonight. We had about the first 60 seconds or so. I had my one mistake for the Canada trip where I didn't have the mics turned on. So it was a little we had a silent broadcast at the beginning, which Coach Rice said that was when he had his best comments. So,
yeah.
But I would say we got about 80% of it on there. But either way, the video was on there. And, that had to be fun. You and how about your man Vince? He was going off there.
I know Vince. He's a great shooter. He told me, he's like, I'll be in the corner. I'm like, all right, bro, I'm gonna hit you. But yeah, he was going off. It's fun to see him make some shots, and it was a fun time out there for sure.
Man, everybody's talking about Andrew Meadow, and he's kind of blowing up on social media. Cam Martin, some of these guys. I mean, you've obviously seen him for a little while here, not a ton, a couple weeks here in the summer, 6 weeks or so. But tell us about Andrew Meadow, man. We saw the 3-point shooting, we saw some of the driving to the basket, we saw the alley-oop. I mean, that guy looks like he's going to be able to play.
Yeah, Andrew's a baller. He for sure puts the most shots up out of everybody, and obviously you can tell of what happened last night. But I'm really excited to see what he does this summer. Cam as well. He showed some really good signs. Obviously, he's been in college for 6 years, so he knows what's going on.
What's just the team bonding on this trip, the closeness in the times I've been able to kind of be around you guys. It not to say it was bad last year or anything different, but it just seems a little different vibe so far early on this year.
Yeah, I think everybody loves each other. Just from kind of the first team breakfast we had, we kind of knew like this is going to be a fun team to be a part of, and something special for sure. Going out to dinner here, just walking around, seeing all the cool sights, the water and stuff. It's been really cool, and everybody loves each other, which is great. It was just kind of rare for a team sometimes to have.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Canada before?
I went to Whistler when I was a little kid, but I don't remember anything. So
okay, pretty impressive place here.
Yeah, I really like it.
Were you one of the ones that were confidently going across that bridge, or were you two hands, on both sides?
I wasn't too bad. I was holding on because it was kind of wobbly, but it was fun. That was cool.
And I think tomorrow, right? Maybe some whitewater rafting is on.
Yeah, that's what
on tap. So we'll have to get some. Who would be the player or two that you think would be in most danger of falling off or not enjoying that?
Honestly, I think Omar's pretty nervous.
We've heard a little bit about that.
He's kind of nervous, but I heard it's not too crazy.
Okay.
But it'll be fun.
That may be where I may say that I'm staying on the side to get footage, so I don't have to go out there and do it as well. But yeah, they got some fun stuff planned for you guys, mixing basketball and fun, and this time and they're kind of building this up as the end. You get a couple weeks off after this, obviously till school starts, but all these practices, all this time built up. You think about where you'll be, on Friday when you get back to Boise, as opposed to the last couple of summers. How much do you think these extra practices and these games are going to help?
I think it's huge. Just kind of getting in that game setting of playing other opponents instead of just staying in Boise and practicing every day, just because it gives you just a chance to show what you've been working on and just show against other people, other competition that you really don't know, that instead of people you've been playing against every single day. So I think it's a huge step. Get us started a little early and get us ready for come October.
Got to ask you about the social media game, man. I'm trying to up mine. I mean, I think when you're done playing, I may need to hire you. But what everyone's talking of, there's some comments about your TikTok and stuff on here. What you like to have fun on social media?
Yeah, I just like to make fun videos. I know it's just kind of fun, especially the ones that I make with my teammates. Just I just like to have fun. I'm not trying to do too much, but
what are you up to now on the followers?
For TikTok, I think like 4,600. No,
wow.
It's not too much.
You're getting, it's going up there, man.
Yeah.
What's the most viral one you've had?
Well, so I had I don't know, when we were going to St. Louis is when the World Cup was going on, and we were on Delta with the screens.
Okay.
So before the flight was taking off, we were watching it was Messi and free kicks. So I was taking a video right when he kicked it, the safety video popped up and cut off everybody's screen. So I got that one on video, and it got 3 million views, and then it got taken down by FIFA.
Oh, copyright. Oh, that's the worst.
I've had a couple other million view ones, but it's fun. I just like making videos like that.
Tell fans about your story, man. How'd you end up at Boise State, and what was kind of your basketball background?
Yeah, so I graduated high school in 2020. In the last football game, I tore my ACL, so I was out for the whole basketball season, as well as COVID, so school shut down, and I was kind of like, well, I'll probably just go to Boise State just for school, take the end of my career. And I fortunately knew some people who also knew Coach Burns, and I got kind of in contact with him a little bit, and by the time about summer was over, he called me, said, we got an extra spot for you for being like a practice walk-on scout team player.
Mm-hmm.
And of course I said yes. So ever since then, I've just been doing that, and it's been awesome. Haven't regretted one thing, and I'm just looking to enjoy my last year here for sure.
What as a walk-on, you obviously know the deal. Not going to play a whole lot. You scout team. What kind of drives you? How do you every day, get up and do what's necessary? Because you do just as much work, if not more, but you're not always the one kind of in the headlines and the spotlight.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes, but I kind of knew that's what I was getting myself into, and that's what I signed up to do. Just every day practice. I enjoy doing scout team because I just want to try to do my job to make these guys better. And at the end of the day, that's our job. That's me and Vince's job. Make these guys better in everything we do on scout team and in shell, and that's just what I try to have a mindset coming into.
Logan asks if you like country music because you have a voice for it. He said that's a compliment.
Yeah, I do like country music. Probably because I just woke up like 30 minutes ago.
You did wake up just to do this. I appreciate that.
Oh, no,
I was talking to Nate, and I said, who are guys that are candidates that might actually get up at 9? Normally the show's at 8, or it's 9 in Boise.
Yeah.
But I pushed it back an hour, hoping I could get one of you guys to wake up. So we got Vince waiting as well, so we'll let him jump on. But maybe you got another hour. Go back to bed. But we appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having
Thanks
me
a lot for coming on. Congratulations. Best of luck, and we're gonna get Leon commentating again tonight. So you need to You had a wide open shot and you passed it off. I mean, you need to be a little more assertive in these games. Come on, man.
I'll make some shots up tonight.
Okay. Leon's going to be broadcasting. We want something. We're trying to get a viral video for you. We'll make something happen, and then we'll Leon will have some crazy call, and we'll make it go viral.
Yep.
So
Sounds
tonight's
good.
the night, man. Appreciate it. There he is, Sam Winter. Thank him for coming on. Thank you a couple of our sponsors, and we'll get Vince to come on here. Brian King, RBC Wealth Management. Appreciate Brian and his staff doing an awesome job. King, Barrios, and Bartlett Investment Group, they're consistently ranked like number 1, but from Barron and Forbes, they do a great job. We appreciate them and their support of Bronco Nation News, helping pay for this Canada trip and make it happen. Our friend, obviously, at Bauscher Real Estate, Matt Bauscher. No home is too big or too small for Matt Bauscher and his team, the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher, and we appreciate him for his support as well. And again, 243-8222, BauscherRealEstate.com. And Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, as Vince sits down with us. Fourth-generation family business, helping Idahoans build equity into their homes since 1951. For all your glass needs, you can check them out, Atkinson'sMirrorandGlass.com. Give them a call, 208-375-3762. Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, proud sponsor of Boise State Athletics and the Horseshoe Collective. And our interviews here in Canada brought to you by our friends at the Treasure Valley Taco Bell stores. They're proud to support Boise State Athletics through the Taco Bell Endowed Scholarships. It's generated scholarship support for at least 46 Boise State student athletes since 2008, and the Nicolason family, big Boise State fans. They do a lot of other things, over $300,000 in endowed scholarships for the men's and women's basketball team. They're big supporters of Boise State, and they've jumped on board with Bronco Nation News. And as I said, the next 10 of you that sign up will give you a $20 gift card to Taco Bell for your sponsorship, your subscription to Bronco Nation News. So we are nice enough now. Vince, you woke up early for us as well. Thanks, man. After that game last night, you had go that way a little bit, so I'm not getting chopped out of the shot here. You had Bronco Nation going crazy, man. Coach Rice was doing the commentating. It was fun last night. You were taking advantage of your time and went off a little bit. What was that like?
It was fun. It was a great time. First time being in the Bronco jersey. Just going out there having fun. It's a great time.
What we've heard a lot about that you can shoot and stuff. You just haven't gotten maybe the opportunity, obviously, in games to show it. But when you kind of got word that you were going to get to play that extra game there, I assume you wanted to make the most of it.
Yeah. Just go and do what I do. Hit the open shots. Like teammates are giving me the ball, and it was a lot of fun out there.
What's your background, man? How'd you end up at Boise State?
So after my senior year, I didn't really have any offers. I had a lot of D2 interest, but I wanted to play D1 highest level. I got to the point where my dad and I sat down and talked and said, pick the school. So I picked Boise State first, and I emailed all the coaches, and Coach Duryea got back to me within 10 minutes of that email.
Wow.
And that week I went to Boise, and he met up with me. So I got my name in there, started talking to him, and then met with the whole coaching staff the following August, and then it eventually worked out.
Wow.
So yeah, it was.
So I mean, what obviously you were good in high school, I'm sure, but what was kind of, you said you weren't getting a lot of interest, but what was your high school playing career like? I mean, you've been playing basketball your whole life?
Yep. Played my whole life. Played football until my sophomore year in high school, and I focused on basketball. Senior year, I broke my school record. I think I hit about 84 threes.
Wow.
And then my junior year, we won the Division II CCS championship, and I had 10 threes.
Wow.
In one of those playoff games, and I averaged 24 that in the D2 championship.
So why did you pick? You said you just picked Boise State first, but what led you to that? Were there any kind of connections to the roster or anything? Or
I was just, it was one of my final. It was between there and TCU that I heard from the coaches.
Okay.
And Boise State was closer. I'm from California. It's a lot closer, and I really liked it when I came out here. And talking to Coach Duryea kind of just worked out.
You mentioned Coach Duryea, but I got to ask you, Coach Burns. You know, we've heard some great stories about the rants and things. I mean, I assume as a walk-on, maybe you don't get that much chewed out by maybe it's worse. I don't know, but have you been, often or at least once a part of a Mike Burns rant for doing something wrong? And what is that like?
Oh yeah. I do a lot of scout.
Okay.
He runs the scout. If you mess up once, you get destroyed. So it happened a lot last year. So hopefully this year it's a lot better.
I saw it. I forget who it was, but somebody at the practice the other day was getting one. I mean, when the other guys in the team is kind of like, oh, here we go. Like when it's not you, you're thankful, but you're trying. I don't know if you're trying not to laugh or you feel sorry for the guy or what. But those are one of a kind, aren't they?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But it means the best for him. He's just trying to get you better, which is good. And
I always hear stick hand. What else is there his big sayings that he gets on you about if you're not doing right?
Mostly stick hand.
Okay.
Box out too.
Okay.
If you don't box out your guy and they get the rebound, you are going to get chewed.
I mean, you guys were up about 40 last night at one point. He was going off on somebody for.
Oh yeah.
But he knows what he's talking about, doesn't he?
He doesn't care if we're up by 150. If you don't do your job, he gets bad.
What in terms of the scout team? I want to ask you multiple questions with that. But how hard is that to go? Have to learn like 30 whatever many games you play, a whole different offense, and then run all those plays and stuff every game, on game day or before practice.
Sometimes it's tough, especially like last year. There's a few games we had to learn about 15 plays and then 8 out of bounds plays. So it's a lot.
And how much time do you get to do that?
Probably about 45 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you got to remember that.
Oh yeah. And if you usually Lexus runs it with us too, so we always talk before we go out there and do it. But yeah, it's a lot to remember.
Okay, so in the last 6 weeks or whatever you guys been practicing, who as a scout team guy trying to guard some of the guys on the other side here, who are a couple of guys that have been impressing you so far on your team?
Omar's really been impressing me. That dude is so lengthy and he can easily get to the rim, and it's great pickup. We have him. Buzo too. He keeps getting better. The transition from last year to this year, same as Deggy.
Yeah.
Their transition is just, they keep getting better, and it's going to be a lot of fun watching them.
Omar had that first basket of the game, the nice drive, the kind of Euro and the dunk, and then we saw him, cleaning up the glass a couple times, couple nice dunks. You mentioned Buzo. I was telling maybe Leon last night, but it seems like all this talk is on the newcomers and the freshmen, everybody else, but like Max and Tyson and Buzo, and maybe that's my fault and media's fault for not talking about him, but it seems like quietly, like the three returners, like people forget, like they're pretty darn good.
Oh yeah, they're very good. And especially Buzo too. Last year he was kind of more of a shooter, and now he's kind of doing everything. He can get to the rim. That dude can play.
Yeah, he had a couple times where he had the ball and they just weren't guarding him. So he's like, okay, I'll shoot it. And then he knocked it down last night. What about Cam Martin? I don't know if you've had to guard him much or what, but just his size, and we saw it last night with some of the 3-point shooting, but also he's got a nice little pump fake. He can get to the rim. Tell everybody about Cam.
His pump fake's crazy. It gets me every time. I think he's going to shoot it, and it's insane. But yeah, he's a very good pickup. Great player, great leader, great guy. Love him on the team.
And then obviously the social media sensation already is Andrew Meadow. 31 points last night, a couple nice takes, that big dunk and that sequence at the end of the game where he had the layup and then the steal with RJ, and then Chris Lockett throws him the alley-oop. I mean, I know you've only seen him here for about 6 weeks, but what are your thoughts on Andrew, man?
He puts the work in. I mean, I think there's something he shoots 500-600 times after every practice, and it's paying off. That dude can play. Great kid. It's a lot of fun playing with him.
Well, we appreciate it, man. I mean, has this been what you thought it would be like? Coming to Boise State, and you said you just kind of picked them because it was close to home. But I mean, what's the experience been like here?
It's been amazing, especially March Madness. I can't put that into words. It's been a great year, and I can't wait to see what the next 4 are.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, you've gotten to the tournament. Now it's time to win that game, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You think this team can do it?
Oh yeah. 100%. We're going to win more than one game.
There you go. That's what people like to hear, man. Hey, were you getting winded at the end of the 10 minutes there? Because it looked like the last minute. Yeah, Coach Rice was even joking when we were doing the commentary. He's like, I told him I'm not taking him out, but these guys are getting it. Looked the last minute or two was a little sloppy. It seemed. You think tonight you're going to have your legs under you a little more?
Oh, yeah, I'll be ready. Oh yeah.
You got to get set up Sam though, man. We need to get.
I know. We need Sam.
Sam's too little. He's the team guy out there trying to set you guys up. He had a wide open shot and he passed it off. I mean, we need to get Cade and Sam a little more involved.
Exactly. We will tonight.
But with that said, everybody's got to work for themselves too. You get your time out there, you got to get your buckets too. So that was impressive, man. We appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining us, and we have a great rest of your time in Canada, man. Thanks so much. There he is. We appreciate Vince for joining us. Great stuff, and we appreciate him for waking up early, Vince, and go back to bed for an hour if you want to, man. But thanks so much. Press that green button there, and then you can get out of there. So we appreciate Vince for coming on, and Jay Tust going to join us here in just a couple of minutes, and looking forward to that. We appreciate our man Vince Behringer for jumping on. We have some highlights we can show from the game. We got great viewership. I guess it's because Jay Tust is coming on, but people are excited about basketball. And again, RBC Wealth Management, Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Bauscher Real Estate, Taco Bell, all of our great sponsors for making this happen. We appreciate all of you, so thank you so much for helping us out. Go subscribe, and I know I say it all the time, but all of our sponsors, whether it be ICCU, Lithia Ford of Boise, rowpaint.com, Andy Rowe and Company, our title sponsor. We got to give them some love. Go get one of those concrete coatings. We so appreciative of what they're doing for us at rowpaint.com, and all of our great sponsors. So thanks to all of them. But it's been a lot of fun up here, but basketball wasn't the only thing going on. We'll get a thought or two from Jay Tust on basketball as well, but we do want to talk football with Jay Tust. So we'll bring in Jay Tust. I got to figure out with the background here how I can make this work. So just so I'm not cutting off. No, we don't want to do that. We'll figure something out here. Jay, how's it going, Jay? You're muted, I think, Jay.
I'm good. How are you, bud?
There we go. We'll make this work. I'll just make myself a little smaller. Doing good, man. I wish I was outside. It's a beautiful day here in Vancouver. They got us, in the hotel conference room here because it's where the Ethernet cable is. So it is what it is. But was excited to see that you were over there at football. You've been taking some well-deserved time off with the new addition to the family, but you had to dust off the reporter outfit again and get over there yesterday. What was it like
just for a second, right? Yeah, it was good. Just kind of wandered over there, just to check in on things. So I'm not too far behind once I actually do get back to work here full time in about a week and a half or so, I guess. But yeah, football's underway, man. It's crazy. I'm sure it happens with you, but when you've been doing this for so long, it's like the way the sun like rises in the morning or sets in the evening, or the feel of the air, whatever it is, you can just, your instincts start to kind of go crazy and know that football's finally here.
Before we really talk football, what was your takeaway from whether the highlights you saw or the story or just the tweets? What's your takeaway from afar of what happened last night here in Vancouver?
Well, I want to ask you a question. Is that okay?
Yes.
Can you answer a question with a question?
I can, yes.
What'd you think of the level of talent they played?
Not great. Not great. I mean, I said it, but you know, you get a wide open shot, you still got to make it. I mean, but I will say there were a lot of transition layups, a lot of easy buckets. I think they had 18 steals that turned into some buckets. So the next two games are both supposed to be against better competition. So we'll see. But it wasn't great. Yeah. You got to preface it. You got to preface it.
I'm hoping everybody gauges their expectations on Andrew Meadow.
Yep.
He's not going to average 31 a game. But I saw a couple of the clips he posted, BJ, and I mean, a go-getter. He pretty much is exactly the type of guy that I think that Boise State anticipated they were getting. And I think the cool thing about that is, at least to me, he didn't really seem to show like any types of nerves. I mean, this is college basketball and his first college basketball type of competition, and as you can see right here, seemed like a pretty cool, calm, collected individual, I would say. Yeah,
I mean, he was hitting threes, but he was driving to the basket. He had his full game was on display, and in the second half, he just got super confident. We're showing you most of his 31 points right here, but he looked like he belonged, and when they left him open, he took the shot and knocked it down. And again, I think he was 11 of 15 from the field, so it wasn't like he was scoring 31 points on 30 shots or something. But he has the step back three right there. He had the couple where he was kind of talking to the bench a little bit. I mean, and then when you throw in the fact, Jay, the look, the glasses and the hair, I mean, he's an easy guy for fans to root for.
Yeah, he's going to be an endearing fan favorite.
Watch this take right here, Jay. He makes the layup here. Impressive take in its own right. Then R.J. Keene with the steal, and then a little hustle play here. The freshman Chris Lockett, the little give and go. Boom. That'll play.
Yeah, that will. You get called up for the T for coming through with the other hand there, BJ?
No, I think the FIBA rules. I think it's so. Yeah, he did. Oh, he did kind of.
Yeah, right. I'm totally kidding. I mean, this is the reason why they go on this trip, right, BJ? And this is the reason why they don't do it, last year, maybe even the year before. This is about young guys getting experience, team bonding. It certainly seems like that's exactly what they're doing right now, and off to a glorious start, I would say, north of the border.
Yeah, no, and they'll do it again tonight. It's supposed to be a little better competition tonight, and from my understanding, the best opponent's actually on Thursday in the final game. But yeah, he set the bar pretty far for himself, Jay, with what he did. 31 points. I told him after the game on the post-game show, like, good luck now, man, because you got to get 31 every game if you're going to do it in your first game. But
right,
it was super impressive. And I was also impressed with like Cam Martin and Omar Stanley both. I mean, Cam Martin, I think, had 19 points. I was impressed with him. A lot of people, coming from Division II. I know he was at Kansas, didn't really play though. He was hurt. He redshirted, like what to expect. And again, they didn't have the biggest size. I think they had a 6'10" guy, but he wasn't like the thickest guy. I mean, but he was impressive too. They left Cam Martin wide open. I'll play some of the other highlights, I guess, real quick while we finish up the basketball discussion. But I mean, overall, I thought Cam Martin, that was a sign positive too, that he looks like he's ready to contribute.
BJ, I could just see it in Cam's eyes last night on some of these highlights here. He looked like a guy that was just ready to get out of a Kansas Jayhawk uniform and into something.
I knew that. I knew it was coming at some point. Omar Stanley right there with the step back. I thought he was impressive. We'll get to a couple of the Cam plays, but overall, as you said, Jay, just in general, to get these 3 games, to get these practices, when they go into the season, guys like Andrew Meadow, Cam Martin, they're not going to have those jitters for their first game, so to speak, that they get those out of the way.
I think when we look at, last year, BJ, what was kind of like, what was the Achilles heel, I would say, of this Boise State men's basketball team? I think you could say that it was their depth. And especially when they had any type of injury that they had to overcome, regardless of what position or what player it was at, it was tough for them. And when minutes add up, games add up. I mean, we talked
Look at
about
this
how
play
many
right
minutes
here.
guys, that was impressive. Yeah. We talked about how many minutes guys like Tyson Degenhart played last year, Chibuzo Abor, Max Rice. If they can find some depth and build confidence at times like you're watching right now, it could go a long way for this team as they chase that very elusive March Madness victory.
And there was at times, Jay, where they just went wholesale 5 changes at a time. And again, the competition has something to do with it, but I don't think there would be times in games last year where you could sub 5 new guys in and feel good about the 5 that were coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right about that.
I still feel like this is probably an unfair question to ask, given who they were playing yesterday. But for you, BJ, like when we talk about depth, when you watch what Andrew Meadow could do yesterday, right? Is he a guy that could give Boise State 8 good minutes in Mountain West play?
Oh, I think so. I think he's going to play more than that. I mean, it was one game, but yes.
If you look at the depth last year, 8 good minutes off the bench by a guy like him would have been monumental at times. And so if that's the
and I think actually the 8 good minutes could be RJ Keene, and then you maybe get 15 for Meadow or something like that. I think Keene hit a couple of shots too last night. He had a nice driving layup. I think Keene hit 2 or 3 threes. He had 8 or 9 points. I thought RJ Keene in his first game action in like 2.5 years. And look at this guy too, Jace Whiting. Don't forget about him. He hit a 3 right. He hit a 3 right there, and I think he had 17 points. Jace Whiting looks like he's gotten a lot better.
These are all good things. Again, as they try to do something this program has never done. It's really the next step for this program. It's a long ways away from now, but it's cool to see it start to kind of align, I guess, or at least them start to take their steps towards what they need to do in order to be a better basketball team than maybe they've ever been before.
Another 3 from Cam Martin. Again, they're going to leave him open. He'll take that long 3 and let it go. And I mean, you look at the crowd, Jay, there was more fans in that game than there was at a San Jose State game, a couple games. They had 400 or 500 people there. It was a nice crowd and a good opportunity for Boise State. And I was just impressed by the ball movement. Then they find Meadow after about 3 passes, but and we'll finish the clip off here. Why not one more look at the there's a RJ Keene and one, but I think the final clip here is the sequence where Andrew scores on the layup. They get the steal and he dunks it. I think fans are happy to see that as many times as possible, Jay.
Hey, sneaky athleticism out of the kid too. I mean,
I never noticed the second hand there too, bringing that back up. That was so again, the final score 134-70. The basketball team gets the win, and obviously they will play again tonight, and we'll have all that covered for you, BroncoNationNews.com. We got the full highlights up on YouTube. If you want to check those out, just go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BroncoNationNews. But as I said, yesterday was a lot going on with football, and that's mainly why I wanted to get Jay to jump on here for a couple minutes at the end of the show, because we heard some news, obviously, about Latrell Caples. What kind of stood out to you from what you heard from Andy and the coaches yesterday?
Well, when we talk about position battles going into fall camp, I think that if you paid attention, you might have had some type of inkling, right, BJ, that Latrell wasn't going to be right for this season.
Well, if you're at the softball game, you saw it. Yeah,
exactly. And yesterday, the final blow, or the reality of it set in, that he's going to be out for the season. And Andy called it a leg injury. Didn't want to go too much further into that, how, why, or when it happened, but it happened. It happened this this off season, and they're going to be without the returning leading wide receiver for this upcoming fall. And this now, BJ, I mean, like, the slot receiver is one of the more important position battles I think that's going to be left open in fall camp. And I think when you look at Latrell's numbers last year, it's not like he had 1,000-yard receiving or 80 catches or anything like that. But this was a run-heavy team over the last 8-9 games of the season. He to finish with over 50 catches, almost 600 yards. He tied the team lead with 4 touchdown catches. I think that he's going to be a tough guy to replace. And more than anything, BJ, the reason why I think he's going to be tough to replace, when when they had Khalil Shakir, he was dynamic after the catch. Latrell Caples was their most explosive player after the catch last year. I think he led the team with 207 receiving yards after catch last year. And they don't necessarily have a guy that is proven on a consistent basis that he can get rack after after he makes a catch. So that's where they're going to really miss Latrell Caples. On top of that, too, he lined up, when he was on the field, over 82% of the time in the slot. Nobody is even close. I can't even remember off the top of my head, but when it comes to snaps out of the slot position last year, Latrell had easily 3-4 more times than anybody else that's returning on the roster this season at the wide receiver position. And so they're really, really going to miss him, I think, this year. And, he tweeted out this morning, the guys will be fine. The wide receiver room's ready. I expect nothing else out of him, but I'm going to be a realist here. That offense is going to miss Latrell Caples, and they're not going to, they can't wait for him to get back in 2024. So for me, that was probably the most significant, damning news. 2 days before fall camp, when we talked with Andy Avalos, another guy that's going to be out all season, JJ Tallow. Not really a guy that probably a lot of people in Bronco Nation know too well, but he's a defensive lineman that, let's face it, they'll use anybody that's probably coming back on the defensive line this year. And then you look at some of the other guys that will practice. BJ, I thought this was encouraging news. They're going to practice just slightly limited reps. That goes for Cole Wright, Gabe Hunter, Dyshawn Misa, but also Markel Reed. That dude deserves to be out on the field playing football because he has been through a whole heck of a lot, BJ.
No, he has, no doubt. Excuse me, no doubt about it. So, excuse me, wow. No doubt about it. Excited to see what he does. Austin Bolt, somebody asked about. I know they're getting him back out there at some point during fall camp as well.
Ben Ford and Austin Bolt both will be out probably like mid-ish August, but now you're looking at two guys, especially in a guy like Ben Ford, man. If they need help in that slot position, he's a guy that could definitely provide that. And Andy said that they just want those guys to be right once they get back on the field and are participating in team drills because, as Andy said, quote, they can have a huge impact. So I still think that there's a lot of hope for those guys despite some of the unfortunate injuries that they've been through early in their careers, and they're local products, right, BJ? So they're going to be huge fan favorites.
Anything defensively from the defensive coaches that stood out to you? A lot of talk about the D line, it sounded like, and
man, I'm ready to get into this, BJ, because right now, unfortunately, just there's not a lot of proven commodities on that defensive line, and so it might be look at us being a little pessimistic about what's going on there, but it really is just kind of an unknown, and I don't think it's just an unknown for us; it's an unknown for fans, and it's an unknown, I think, for coaches for that matter. I mean, they got to get these guys out there and see what they can do, but they've got to find some answers up front. I feel really good about Herbert Gums and what he's going to do for this unit. But, you look at that defensive tackle spot. Is it Braxton Feely? Michael Callahan's coming along. Is it going to be one of these new guys that proves that he can come in and play right away? That defensive line, though, man, that is a position group that definitely is going to feel some heat, I would say, this fall camp.
Well, we're going to have Matt Bauscher jump on in a minute, Jay, so I got one more and we'll let you go. But just in general, I guess, first practice tomorrow. You got basketball still going on, playing tonight and Thursday. I mean, it's an exciting time in Bronco Nation right now, man. And I know KTVB, you guys are obviously, have it all covered. We'll have it all covered. But, if you're a Boise State fan and just in general for us too, Jay, I mean, it's more fun to have actual practices and press conferences and things to cover. The summer is usually a slow time, obviously, but we kind of got through it. As you said, we're here, and I think it's got a chance for both the football and the basketball teams to be an exciting next 8 or 9 months here.
Man, we're going to know about this football team in the next 6 weeks. We're going to go through fall camp. They're going to play a couple of games. By the end of September, the season will probably pretty much be defined. We'll know the trajectory of the 2023 Boise State football team by the time we flip the calendar from September to October. But it is an exciting time, BJ. Like, you cover Boise State exclusively, right? And we're going through all these week-long lists that we got to come up with and talk about. And it's really just reflecting on what's been, not what is. And for me, we cover non-Boise State stuff too. So whatever events you're trying to fill time with and paying attention to, and now it just gets back to a fire hose to the face with Boise State coverage, and it's why we do what we do, right, BJ?
No doubt about it, and it's been awesome, and it's going to be. I think it was a fun kind of basketball, sharing the billing a little bit with football this week, and then football will take center stage, obviously starting on Friday, and get into that, and then I think people are pumped up about basketball too, so it's going to go right in from one to the next, and could be a fun ride for everybody. Jay, appreciate you for jumping on. Sorry I was late screwing up the time. The time change. I keep forgetting, it hasn't gotten to me fully yet, but appreciate you jumping on, and get back to the fam, and we will see you out of practice soon, man. Appreciate it.
Sounds good, brother. Safe travels.
There he is, our man Jay Tust. We appreciate him for jumping on. Matt Bauscher going to jump on in just a couple of minutes. Want to thank some of our sponsors real quick. We want to get Matt Bauscher's take on this team. You always want to hear from Matt, so stay with us. Cutwater Spirits, Cutwater Mobile Studios is where we're broadcasting at here in Vancouver. Check them out. More than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails. You can pick them up at your local gas station or grocery store. I mentioned our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. Check them out. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. They have those concrete coatings. One-day install, way stronger than epoxy. I highly recommend it. We did it twice at the Rains family, so check them out, roepaint.com. Lithia Florida Boise, you're welcome here at Lithia Florida Boise, and they have a great deals going on right now. They will make you a cash offer on the spot to buy your used vehicle from their appraiser. We'll give you that cash offer, so take your vehicle in, check them out. And again, you can view their full inventory of vehicles at lithiafordboise.com. And do what the Rains family did. Purchase an F-150 or a vehicle from them. You will not be disappointed. Lithia Ford of Boise. If you need a job, check out Transportation Compliance Service, TCS. They can help you out get into the trucking industry, all the permits and things you need. Transportation Compliance Service. Make sure you check them out. It's a booming industry right now. At TCS. Hey, if you need a dentist, how about Boise Dentistry Co.? I'll be seeing Dr. Meinert when I get back. Check them out, boisedentistryco.com. 5 locations in the Treasure Valley. Big supporter of local sports teams, so check them out, boisedentistryco.com. They make it an enjoyable experience to go check out the dentist. And, of course, United Commercial Insurance. You need business insurance? Check out United Commercial Insurance. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. Make sure you check them out, unitedcommercialinsurance.com. And our friends at Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. 13 locations in the state of Idaho. Find one near you at shopridleys.com and go download their new app. The new app, the smartphone app at Ridley's, is giving you savings up to 40% at Ridley's Family Markets. So our man, Matt Bauscher, we've been telling you all about Bauscher Real Estate. They're helping make this trip happen, and we are appreciative of Matt, and we're going to bring him in right now. Our man, Matt Bauscher. There he is. Matt, how's it going, man?
Good. How is Canada?
It's going great, man. We appreciate you jumping on. Miss having you here on the sidelines yelling at the refs and stuff. It doesn't feel like a real Boise State game, but we'll get you courtside here soon enough. But man, I know you were excited about this team coming in, but to see some of the tweets and the videos and stuff, I assume you're even more fired up waking up this morning.
Yeah, I was watching them last night when you were posting them, and then heard from the team and saw the box score early this morning, and holy cow, I don't care what competition you're playing against, to shoot the ball like that, it's impressive.
Over 60% from the field. I think it was they made 21 threes, shot like almost 60% from three-point range. And your man Cam Martin, man, he had really, really nice game. I think 19 points, was hitting some threes, was driving. I mean, to have a 6'9" guy like that can stretch it from the outside, how big is that?
It's huge for so many reasons. It frees up the key. Tyson can now go back to the basket, and then they're going to have to respect him, and then they're going to jump out on him, and his shot fake looks pretty deadly, and everybody's moving the ball and snapping it. And, God, you got to have some nerves, first time playing together, so many new guys, and to come out and just shoot the lights out, it's impressive.
And Andrew Meadow, we've been showing these clips, but I'll show them again. Why not? Fans are loving seeing Andrew Meadow. But when you see a guy like this, freshman coming in and just working on the glass right there, and he's hitting outside shots, he's driving 31 points in his unofficial debut. Andrew Meadow, the freshman, man, what are your thoughts?
I like his energy. I like his work ethic and his character. They keep track of how many times you've shot on the gun and you log in. And this kid is a gym rat is an understatement. I mean, he is shooting the ball on his off time till his arms fall off. 500
makes a day after practice. 20,000 he said was his goal when he got here before the Canada trip. And he made his last 500 to get to 20,000 makes the day before they left.
And it's showing on the court. I mean, he's, barely out of high school. I mean,
And the confidence, man. I mean, what's that like for a guy that had his prom 2-3 months ago, and here he is, not afraid to, at times take over the game. And when you're feeling it, I mean, as a freshman, is that hard to all of a sudden? And you're going to like this play, by the way. He has the drive, and then R.J. Keene helps with the steal, and then he goes to his freshman Chris Lockett back for the oop here.
I mean, the basketball's there. The IQ is going to get even higher, and the flow of the game is going to slow down for him. But, I mean, his body, what's going to happen with his shoulders, how he's going to broaden out and fill out in the next year, 2 years, then, it's going to be really, really scary.
Is that hard, though, as a freshman? What's it like as a freshman where you've got some returning guys, you've got some veteran transfers for him to kind of, be assertive and especially in the offensive end in his first game, not be afraid to kind of take over at times? What's that say about his makeup?
It says a lot. I mean, all the new guys, speaking on behalf of all of them, whether you're going to a team in Europe and you don't know anybody or you're getting to Boise State for the first time, there's so many new guys. Everybody's kind of looking around saying, where's my role going to be? Where am I going to fit in? And instead of thinking about all that as a player, all you can do is show up every day, get better one day at a time, and then all that takes care of itself.
What do you make just, man, the fact that the team's on this trip, and what does it do to get these 10 practices, to get these 3 games? I mean, they're going to get a couple weeks off here before school starts after these games end. But, compared to like the last couple of summers, when they show back up for that first day of school, for that first day of workouts, I mean, how much further ahead is this team going to be for doing this trip?
Basketball-wise, a long ways, but honestly, team chemistry, it's even more imperative because they're away. There's bonding. It's some really good quality time. They normally wouldn't get to do this. You're just beating up on each other, open gym and whatnot. So to me, it'll speed it up. It'll speed it up quite considerably, and it's needed. I mean, it's so lucky that every 4 years it hit this year. We have this many newcomers. So it's exciting. It really is.
Yeah, I've got a chance to catch get a right on the bus a couple times, and have kind of seen them hanging out and stuff. And I would say, not to say last year was bad, but I certainly think the chemistry on this team and just the guys liking each other is as good as I can remember.
Yeah, that goes a long ways when there's 5 minutes left in the game, and you really have good chemistry, good communication, and you really love each other.
What do you think about the FIBA rules, man? That was one of the things over here they had with the last night that I'd kind of forgotten about going into the game. But the 24-second shot clock, the larger free throw lane, the quarter system, with the no 1-and-1s, you just go to 2 shots at 5 fouls, and there was some other smaller rules as too. But I actually enjoyed watching that style of basketball.
I like it way better, to be honest. I like the quarters better than the halves, and. I don't know if they played the goaltend off the rim that you can tap.
There was one of those. Yeah, that was fair game. Yep.
Yeah. So that I don't like that aspect of it, but I like the quarters better. I really do. And I think, instead of going 1-and-1 at 5, shooting 2, I don't think that's a bad idea either.
Yeah. And I think there's some other smaller ones, like the coach can't call a dead ball.
25 I like that.
I
think they should go to that. It's good for the fans. It's more movement, up and down style. It wouldn't be surprised if college basketball goes to that within the next 4 or 5 years.
And what's crazy is up until like the last 4 or 5 years, it was actually 35. Remember, it went to 30. But it used to be.
Yeah, that's way too long.
Well, hey man, I know you got a busy day, but we wanted to get you on here. What else is going on with Bauscher Real Estate, man? I've thanked you, but publicly want to thank you again for helping sponsor this trip. I told people before I could even finish the spiel to you on the phone, you just said, how much and what can I do, and so super appreciative that you and our friends at Atkinson's Mirror and Glass and Brian King all stepped up to make this trip possible. So first of all, publicly, thank you for making that happen. I think the coverage hopefully has been worth the investment up here this week. But what do you got going on? Any exciting things at Bauscher Real Estate, or how can folks get involved?
First off, thank you for going up there and leaving your family and doing that, so all of us can see updates and highlights and interviews, and we're spoiled. So thank you more than thank me. But Bauscher Real Estate is a record-breaking year, even with interest rates. This has been the best year we've ever had. Today's August 1st. I can't believe it's already August. School's almost starting, but 5 months to go, and we are going to put the metal to the pedal for these last 5 months.
And I know a lot of people I know you enjoy the big sales, obviously the bigger priced homes, and that's exciting and that's great and that's more money for you guys. But I know folks maybe kind of think that, but you got a team that can help everybody from any price range, right?
Anywhere, anytime. It's that junkyard dog mentality. I mean, we will drive anywhere, any house, and it means the same for whoever our client is, and we go to bat for them.
Well, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, no reason not to support the number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. Check him out. Get more information, BauscherRealEstate.com. You can give his team a call, 208-243-8222 as well. And why would you not want to support someone that's obviously supporting Boise State as a former player and now as a contributor and donor and booster and someone that's really helping make what we're doing here at BNN possible. So, Matt, thank you so much for jumping on. We truly appreciate it. Hopefully we can get more regular appearances going again once the season starts. And thank you for your support of Bronco Nation News and looking forward to catching up with you again soon, man.
My pleasure, BJ. Thanks for all you do for us.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. There he is, Matt Bauscher, best in the business. And yeah, it'd be tough to have BNN without Matt Bauscher and his team. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home, go use Bauscher Real Estate and support the sponsors here, man. That's the name of the game. So we can't do this show without the sponsors. And Matt Bauscher from day one has stepped up in a big way to help BNN. And he's stepping up, with NIL deals for the players, for all that kind of stuff. He is as good as it gets when it comes to somebody that just bleeds blue and supports Boise State and supports things around and things that help Boise State, like what we're doing here at BNN. So very appreciative of Matt. And please, I know there are a lot of realtors out there. Everybody's got a friend that's a realtor these days. But if you get a chance and you're looking to buy or sell that next home, let Matt and his team take care of you, because you will not regret that decision at all. I mentioned Brian King, RBC Wealth Management, Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, Taco Bell, all of our great sponsors. We're very appreciative of them for helping make this trip possible. I do want to remind folks, coming up on Saturday, if you want to go meet Tyson Degenhart, he will be back, and they will be at Bam Jam out in Caldwell. If you're going to be playing in Bam Jam or just want to come hang out from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, you can meet Tyson Degenhart at the ICCU booth on Saturday. Thanks to Idaho Central Credit Union. He'll be signing these basketballs. So they have a limited number of balls, but if you want a signed basketball from Tyson Degenhart, a meet and greet, get a picture, go on out to Bam Jam on Saturday, again from 10 to 1. You can meet Tyson Degenhart coming off the Canada trip and have a chance to catch up with him, and that should be a lot of fun. I want to thank a couple more quick sponsors. If you got any other comments or questions, keep it rolling. We're almost going on an hour here, but we're having fun and no need to shut it off early. So the blueandorangestore.com, free shipping, any order over $40, or if you're in the Treasure Valley, you can just go there to the Boise Town Square Mall on the second floor next to Pro Image. All your Boise State gear for the football season, basketball season, the NIL shirts, the hats, the sideline apparel for the coaches, they got it all at the Blue and Orange store. So when you're looking to buy your next Boise State gear, look no further than the Blue and Orange store and the blueandorangestore.com. When you're looking for a healthy meal, how about Lean Feast? Leanfeast.com/Meridian. Check them out. You can order online and have it delivered, or you can go into the store yourself and pick it up. The meals are good for 5 days, so you can get them for the whole week. And you can, the best part is you pick what you want and how much of it what you want. They're not prepackaged, frozen meals. These are all fresh food. And you can go in there and you can pick your steak, your chicken. They got, about 100 different kinds of combinations of meats with fish and turkey and chicken and all the different things they offer. And then it's per ounce. You can choose how many ounces you want. You get a scoop of carbs, a scoop of veggies, and it's healthy eating. So very, love and Lean Feast. And Dave and his staff do a tremendous job. So check them out. They're feeding the basketball team. They're feeding Talon Green, Ashton Genty. They fed Dimitri Washington. They're helping out Tyson Degenhart as well. So they're feeding your favorite athletes, and they can help feed you too. Leanfeast.com/Meridian. Check them out. Go on in, talk to Dave, tell him you heard about it on Bronco Nation News, and thank him for supporting us, and they will hook you up with a sweet deal there at Lean Feast. So again, we have some subscriptions left. We have some Taco Bell gift cards left. If you want to subscribe, $70 for a full year, support our efforts. We'll give you a $20 gift card to Taco Bell for the next few subscribers that sign up before we run out. I haven't checked yet to see where we're at, but I think we got a few left. Sign up, $70 for a full year, and we'll give you a $20 gift card to Taco Bell. If you're not sure, if you want to try us out, see if it's worth it, see what the coverage looks like online, we'll let you do a month for $1. 1 month for $1. You just use the promo code 1BNN. The promo code is 1BNN, and you get your first month for $1. And then if you like it, it'll just renew at the full price after that. So you can use that promo code if you're interested as well. And so very appreciative of everybody that has subscribed. We're trying to get that YouTube channel up as well. It's been growing. So we'll have some more highlights, some more stories and stuff popping up online today. It was kind of a hectic night. Got back late, as I said. But there is a story online about the game. Jordan Kay's got a story online about the offense and 4 thoughts going into fall camp on the offense. He'll have 4 thoughts on the defense today, and those are both behind the paywall, so you need a subscription to view that. So game 2 is tonight. The Broncos will be back in action. We'll have it covered. Again, the pregame show about 7:30 back in Boise. It's a 30 minutes earlier start time tonight, so 7:30 tonight, live warm-ups, live interview with Mike Burns, assistant coach. Hopefully going to have the video of Leon Rice interviewing his 2 sons, Cade and Max. Happy 30th anniversary, by the way. I think it was yesterday to Robin and Leon Rice. So cool that she's on the trip, and they got to have that special day together and saw both their kids out there playing and saw a big win for Boise State last night. So the pregame show 7:30, and then we're scheduled to do the same thing about 9:45. We're going to be able to show the extra 10-minute game, and then Coach Rice is going to join us again as a commentator, and that'll lead into the post-game show. So hopefully you will watch the pregame show about 7:30, and then hopefully you'll come back for the post-game show about 9:45 and watch the extra game, the 5th quarter, streaming there, and get some live comments from Coach Rice. And hopefully we won't go the first 2 minutes with no sound on, if I can do that. You had a lot going on with I really miss Colin. I'll just say that, man. He did a lot of the technical stuff behind the scenes, and it is not easy to set up these broadcasts and at a live event and broadcast it live and get highlights and tweet the highlights out and put a package together. And definitely came back and had a nice cold one after last night, because it was quite the experience. But I think I'm in a little better place. I learned some tricks on how to post some things faster, and hopefully tonight will be a little bit better. And so we'll try to get you some more highlights. I don't want to give too many social media clips away. I want to make you have to watch the post-game show to see the full highlights. The full highlights are up on YouTube as well, so you can go to the YouTube channel and watch the full highlight package there as well. So thank you guys. We continue to have record viewership here in Canada. These are free shows thanks to our sponsor. You're watching this on social media for free. Many of you are not paying subscribers, and that's great, but we hope that at some point we'll win you over and have a good enough deal, and you'll appreciate the coverage enough that you'll want to jump on board and support our efforts here. So support the sponsors as well. Again, this trip not possible without Taco Bell, Bauscher Real Estate, Atkinson's Mirror and Glass, and RBC Wealth Management. So if you can afford it, we'd love to have you. As I said, we'll give you a $20 gift card to Taco Bell for jumping on board as a subscriber. And if not, hopefully you're at least on the YouTube page, down at the bottom of the screen there. Just click that like button, click that subscribe button. Help us out on YouTube here as we're trying to build the YouTube channel and get that thing over 3,000 as soon as possible. We're at about 2,715, I think. So I'd love to get over 3,000 before that Washington game. So help us subscribe on YouTube. And again, that's the easiest way, because you can turn on the notifications and you'll know when we go live for future events such as the pregame show tonight. So we'll have some coverage throughout the day on social media. Make sure you're following BNN on Twitter and the various channels. A big day for me as well, and all the baseball fans out there. We got the trade deadline today, so I'm going to be following social media to see what trades we got going. I don't know if anything's already happened yet. We're maybe setting a record here for a morning show, over an hour for our morning show here. So we will nope, nothing yet that I've seen. So excited for football practice to start tomorrow. The first football practice is tomorrow. We'll have Jaden Finch out there. We'll have Jordan and Prater out there getting the highlights and all kinds of things. So all the social media channels the next 8 months are just going to be blown up with nothing but Boise State practice highlights, game highlights, football, basketball, some of the other sports we'll be covering as well. So it's a lot of fun. Looking forward to the future, and hopefully you're on board with us, and we'll be along for the ride. So thanks again, all of our sponsors making this trip possible. Thanks to you guys. Go support the sponsors. Tell them whenever you do, tell them that you are doing it because they advertise with BNN. Let them know that you appreciate it. Let them know their advertising is working. And again, if they don't hear feedback like that, they're not going to renew and want to keep doing this, and it makes it harder to do these free shows for you. So least you can do is support the sponsors and help us out. So thanks to rowpaint.com, our title sponsor, all of our great sponsors, Lithia Ford, ICCU, everybody that we talked about earlier in the show, the blueandorange.store.com. So have a great day. As I said, all kinds of coverage coming. We had more people, guys, watching the show last night, a pregame and postgame, than a football game. There were football games last year where we were well over 100 people on the YouTube channel alone last night, and that doesn't happen for even some of the football games. So the interest obviously is very high right now in basketball. You got football tomorrow. It's a fun time if you're a Boise State fan, and it's a fun time if you're a reporter covering Boise State to actually have games and things to talk about here. So we are at the Sutton Place Hotel, Vancouver, Canada. It's another nice day outside, but we're going to get to work and get some coverage up online for you, some thoughts on the game last night. Again, all the YouTube videos from all the football press conferences are available on the website. Go check those out. The highlights are on there. Our YouTube channel, again, youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. Please go subscribe and help us out with that. So that'll do it for today's show. An hour and 4 minutes for the morning show today. Hope you enjoyed. We had two players, Vince Behringer. We had Sam Winter. You can go watch them if you missed the beginning of the show. They came on live. We had Jay Tust. We had Matt Bauscher. We had a lot of fun talking Boise State football and Boise State basketball here in Canada. So we will talk to you at 7:30 tonight, 7:30 live with the pregame show. Mike Burns going to join us, some other special guests. Cody Gogler might stop by as we get you set for Boise State and our friends. I don't even know who they're playing tonight. So I think it's Simon Fraser, Valley of Simon Fraser. We'll look that up. But they have another game tonight. It's supposed to be a little better competition, and I'm blanking on the name, so I apologize. But have a great day. We'll talk to you at 7:30. Go check the website. Go subscribe if you can. We'll send you the Taco Bell gift card, and tell your friends. And we appreciate it. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com.